Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Friday, the 5th day of December. We're not in our usual offices, but the Torah must go on, of course. Today, an interesting law for you, and it is this. Let's say you're in your home, and it's a Friday night, and there's some kind of fly flying around the house, or a moth, or whatever, and the moth manages to make his way into a certain closet, or a certain room. And you could just pretty much close the door on that room or closet, and if you do that, you will be free of being bothered by a fly or moth for the rest of the entire Shabbos, because you've now, quote-unquote, trapped him inside of that closet or room. And you may know that trapping is not allowed on Shabbos. So would you be allowed to close the door of a room where you know that that fly is pretty much going to be stuck in there the rest of Shabbos and not bother you? So in short, the answer is that yes, you're allowed to, and I want to explain to you why. It's because of a pretty fascinating principle, and it's called, first of all, a psik resha. Here's the whole term for you people who really know your stuff well. It's called a psik resha with two derabanans. Now let me explain what that means. Psik resha means cutting off a head. If a person ever cuts off the head of a chicken on Shabbos and then says, I didn't intend for the chicken to die, I just wanted the head, we say to that, oh, you still killed it, and you can't say it was inadvertent. You cut off its head. A chicken always dies when you cut off its head. I know it runs around for a few seconds after, but it definitely dies when you cut off its head. So you can't say it was inadvertent. You definitely did it, and you definitely killed that chicken. That's called a psik resha, and we usually use that factor to disallow things on Shabbos. So when you do something like closing this door and you say, hey, when you close that door, that moth or a fly is definitely going to be trapped. So isn't it a psik resha that you're trapping? Aren't you definitely causing that fly to be trapped by closing that door? And the answer is, well, not so fast. Yeah, you're sort of kind of trapping, but there are two rabbinic reasons why this trapping is not really the full-fledged biblical trapping. These are the two reasons why it's not full-fledged biblical trapping. Number one, a fly and a moth are not the kind of animals that people like to trap. People like to trap in traps things where they could eat them, use their leather, or things like that. Those are the kind of animals that you would like to trap in a trap. A mosquito, a fly, or a moth, or anything like that, those aren't the kind of things that are usually trapped. Therefore, it's only rabbinically considered trapping here. Hope this isn't too technical for you. And secondly, when you close the door on that fly, you don't really have it fully trapped yet, because when you go into that room, you're still going to have a heck of a time getting right to that moth. Even if it's in a closet, you're not going to get it in one fell swoop, because it's still hard to get it in there. That makes the trapping also somewhat rabbinic. And hence we come up with that interesting term tonight in halacha that's called, when you cut off a head, and there are two rabbinic leniencies about it, we consider the thing okay. So I took you on a technical little cruise there to basically tell you that because it's a psik resha with two rabbinics, therefore you're allowed to close the door on a closet or a room that has a fly or a moth, and you're kind of sort of trapping it there, but kind of sort of not really doing real trapping. Therefore it's allowed. Hope that law didn't make you crazy. And try to remember it for when we really need it, like summertime and times like that. Thanks for logging on. Log on again after Shabbos for more. Have a great Shabbos. Bye-bye.